How's it going, guys? I'm Mike Dwyer from the Bunker Recordings and BetterMixes.com. I just want to share this quick tip with you today to show you how to add extra impact and extra excitement to the downbeat to your chorus. Obviously, it doesn't have to be to your chorus. In this case, we're actually going to do it to the re-intro, but the chorus is just the most typical use for this. So let me show you the part of the song we're going to do this to today. And by the way, this song, it's called Never Out of Reach, and it's by a band called Sounds and Scenarios. They're really cool. You should check them out. But anyway, let's take a look.
When you get knocked down, all you wanna do is scream. Just know I'm never out of reach.
Cool. So at the end of the chorus there, we've got that little 2-bar drop or whatever before going into the re-intro, which is the really heavy section here. And as is, it sounds pretty good, but we could definitely have a lot more excitement happening on that downbeat. So we've got 3 things we're going to add here. Obviously, you could just add 1 or 2 of these. Just in this case, I happen to use these 3. So the first thing we're going to use here is this crash combo sample. And this comes from the effects pack bundle that I have on my website. I'll put a link in the description down below if you want to check it out. But obviously, you could use any cymbal samples or make your own or whatever. But let's just hear this real quick. So just a sample of a left and a right crash being hit together. So let's add that in. First, let's hear it without it again, with nothing.
I'm never out of reach.
And now let's put that in.
No, I'm never out of reach.
The drummer's already hitting the crashes there, but adding this extra layer in just adds a lot of extra excitement. So let's look at the next thing I added. This is a bass drop that I also grabbed from my effects pack. Let's check this out real quick. Fairly standard bass drop. I think I stretched this out a little bit. The original sample was just a little bit shorter. And I've got a little alter boy in there. I'm pitching it down an octave and bringing the formant down just a little bit. And then just mixing some of that in just to give it a little extra oomph. And then following that up with Waves R bass, which creates extra harmonics so that you can hear low end elements better on smaller speakers. So let's just do a quick before and after of that. Just making a little extra ballsy with little alter boy and then adding the extra harmonics with R bass. So here's without the bass drop.
No, I'm never out of reach.
And with it.
No, I'm never out of reach.
So yeah, it's not super loud in the mix and you might not even notice it if you didn't know it was there. Kind of complementing the high end excitement that we're getting from the crash. This is just adding all that low end oomph and impact. And then finally, I've got this explosion kick. I do not remember where this came from. Just some random sample I have lying around. Let's hear it. But yeah, basically it just sounds like an explosion. So let's add that in.
No, I'm never out of reach.
And without.
No, I'm never out of reach.
And finally, let's just take one last look with and without all of these. So first without them.
Never out of reach.
Now with them.
Never out of reach.
And one more time without.
Never out of reach.
So yeah, like I said, they're not super obvious in the mix, but when they're not there, it just doesn't feel as exciting. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And be sure to head on over to BetterMixes.com to get a free copy of my Ultimate EQ cheat sheet.